So where should we start, Mr. Edgeworth? There was a prisoner who heard the scream from the prison, who first discovered the body. Let's start by talking with him. Okay. The prisoner? Where's the person who first discovered the body right now?
Around this time, I think I should be in the workroom in the park.
The workroom. I should go take a look. Okay. Thanks. Very helpful guard who threatened to kill us yesterday. Let's talk to the pig. It's a pork-bellied pig. Let's hope it doesn't become dinner. Or maybe let's hope it does. How nice, he's like a zoo! Although it's the humans who are treated like animals in here. Do you think they'd find out if I took one home with me? I think that if you did that, you'd be the one behind bars, not a great thief. You just go to a pet store, Kay. Just get a pet. Oh, let's look at the kitty! Hey, you there. I'd like to ask you some questions.
So cute, meow meow. Oh, hi, meow meow meow, kitty meow. Kitty meow meow.
It really is meow. Hey, you!
Meow!
You finally noticed me, by the way. What's this cat's name, Meow?
Hey, his name is Normal. Meow, that's a reference to Garfield.
That's enough. Carry on with your duties. What we have here is a failure to communicate. We're not going to talk to you right, Meow. Now I'm doing it. Bunny, or look at the bunny. Look at the bunny. What's a rabbit doing here? I almost stepped on it. I hate rabbits. How nice, he's like a zoo. Oh, in the same dialogue about zoo animals. Okay, all right, okay. Let's head in. Hello, is this occupied?
Okay, that's not a restroom. Hey, guard, do you have a minute?
Sir, what is it? I'm not petting the cat, huh?
Is anyone using that workroom right now?
Presently, there is one prisoner working inside. I'm positive he's been in there since the noon roll call. We would like to ask the prisoner a few questions, if that is acceptable. Yes, sir. I'll bring him out, so please wait a moment.
Thinking about cats, thinking about cats. Sure do like thinking about cats.
I'll leave this to you, Miles.
What do you mean?
Because I don't know what kind of scary guy will come out of that room, and I don't want to get beat up.
Mrs. Shield. Mrs. Shields, you're a scaredy cat? Even though you're an adult? You should be less scared.
Same to you, Kay.
Here it comes. It's going to be the largest, hugest... Oh no!
Oh, good day to you, sirs. Are you the ones who requested my presence?
Oh God. From the very first case of the very first game. Of course he's in jail. He doesn't seem like a dangerous criminal. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor.
A prosecutor, is that right? Yes, yes.
I'm Ray Shields, defense attorney.
Mr. Shields? His demeanor completely changed once he saw who we were dealing with.
Sorry about that. My assistant says strange things sometimes. He's not a prosecutor, just my assistant.
Hey, get your act together. Miles? I guess I messed up. I forgot about my new job.
No wonder I thought you were different from the prosecutor who visited me yesterday.
Looks like he's already spoken to the best. May we ask you a few questions?
Oh yes, of course you may. My name is Frank Sawhit. And I did. I saw it.
Okay, go for it, Miles.
I guess I'll be asking the questions after all. Mr. Sawhit, you are aware of the murder that occurred here yesterday, correct? Where were you when the body was discovered?
I was in this room where I had been working.
What kind of work?
Well, my goal is to become a pet groomer. An animal beautician, so to speak. Oh yes, I was inside cultivating my skills.
And in any other prison, such training would be unheard of.
That was all, honestly. I did not see a thing!
Why did he say that? I haven't even asked him anything yet. Also, his name seems to imply that he did see things. So,
which is why, sad to say, I won't be any help to you.
Hold it!
More like Frank did it. Wait, it's too soon for that joke. Okay. Mr. Sahd, I haven't asked you anything yet.
No, wait, that's... Even if you were to ask, I would not...
You know something, don't you?
That's...
It seems he is indeed hiding something. Let's try to press it out of him. Are we gonna chess him? Oh, we're chessing! Okay, time for chess. Let's assess the layout of the board. My opponent's condition is... Oh.
I'm afraid I didn't see a thing, so I won't be of any help to you.
This man's expressions do not change much. It's a true poker face. It may be difficult to read his emotions from his body language. Perhaps I should focus on how he phrases his words. It may reveal what's on his mind. Now, for the opening move, I'll start by asking about who this man is. Even if he hides his emotions, if I push the right buttons, I'm sure I'll cause a change.
Logic chess, begin!
Are you involved with this case?
Are you referring to the murder that occurred inside this prison? I had nothing to do with it at all, no.
Is that true?
I would never dream of being involved in a murder plot. How should I put it? I'm an upright model citizen, after all. If you have no more use for me, may I leave now?
I was too passive. Okay. You're an upright model citizen, so you're a prisoner. You've had his emotions, so I push the right buttons, I'm sure to cause a change. Okay. Okay, too passive right away. So, you are not an upright model citizen, you are a prisoner! Common sense tells me an upright model citizen would have never ended up behind bars. Ooh, didn't even break the pawn.
Well, that is,
Tell me what you know about the incident.
I already told you I don't know a damn thing!
Oh,
I really don't know anything.
Haven't you realized it yet? I've been caught. Oh no! Whatever are you talking about? Should have been passive there. That was a wasted remark. This is hard. Okay, starting from scratch. You are not an upright model citizen, you are a prisoner. Wait and see. Okay.
I apologize from the bottom of my heart for that outburst, but I will be of no assistance.
Pardon my rudeness. It's just that the murder occurred in this rather confined prison. It seems unnatural that you do not know anything about it.
Oh, unnatural? Is that so? If you're looking for the person who discovered the body, you should try someone else.
Did I say who we were looking for? How did you know we were looking for the person who discovered the body? I don't recall saying a word about that. Are you sure you don't know anything?
Ah! No, it was merely a hunch that I had. I am but a humble pet groomer in training. I honestly have no recollection of the murder.
I am positive that this man is hiding something. For my next move, I'll ask him about his movements on the day of the murder. Okay, alright, we're getting somewhere. This man has suppressed his emotions. I will expose his true nature hidden beneath that suspicious smile. Let's talk about what happened on the day of the murder. If you truly had nothing to do with it, there shouldn't be a problem, correct?
Oh, well, on the day of the murder, there was a lot of going on.
What were you doing? Tell me what you were doing on that day.
As I mentioned earlier, I was cultivating my skills as a groomer in training. I was trimming the coats of the animals at the time.
Didn't the murder cause a panic? I imagine the entire prison must have been in an uproar.
Well, but there was no panic. I could even hear someone's voice. Someone's voice? Judging from the circumstances, I suppose it was a scream that you heard. So you do have a recollection of the murder. You kept insisting that you knew absolutely nothing about the murder, but you do not give credence to your claims. Well, I thought I heard someone's voice, but in any case, I don't remember it very well. The scream at the time of the murder, it might be a clue. I better keep that in mind. Okay, let's talk about what happened on the day of the murder, if you truly had nothing to do with it. Oh, well, on the day of the murder, there was a lot going on.
What was the state of the prison?
What was the state of the prison at the time? I don't remember it too well. My memory is rather poor. Let's try using that clue. I thought you said you heard a scream. You don't remember? Ridiculous. Didn't you say earlier that you heard a scream? That wasn't... I could very well be mistaken. At any rate, I honestly do not remember. You still do not remember? Even enough with your lies. I lie and you? I mean, I am telling the truth.
Wait and see when he's a little angry.
In any case, I was absorbed in grooming the animals. By the way, how skilled would you say you are in animal grooming? My technique with the scissors still needs some work, but I am very confident in my handling of the animals. Hey, don't you have a rubber glove hanging out of your front pocket there?
Suspicious?
When the animals became frightened, I calmed them with my gentle hands. Frightened? Why would the animals have become frightened? I don't think that's a common occurrence. Well, that's a good thing, isn't it? Perhaps the reason they were frightened was because of someone's scream. Why are you trying so hard to hide the fact that there was a scream? Are you concealing some vital information from me? I am doing nothing of the sort. It's true that I heard some sort of scream, but I'm not trying to hide it. He's starting to show his true colors. I should be more aggressive with my next move. I'll ask him about the scream. It's time to give him a taste of the futility of keeping a secret from me. When did you hear the scream? That's it. I just remembered. At the time of the murder, there was an event going on. It was the animal show. I had gone there to see it.
So you're saying that since you were watching the show, you did not hear the scream? That's completely different from everything you've said up until now.
Shut up! So what if it is? I mean, my memory is just so hazy.
Might be too passive.
The animal show was very enjoyable.
What kind of animals performed in the show?
Well, I believe I saw a whale.
You didn't see the show, did you? You liar! You didn't see the animal show at all. Did you ride the whale? Would have been funny.
Well, that is, I sort of saw it. I sort of didn't.
He didn't see the show. This could be a clue. All right, now we back all the way back out and do the other chain. Do you know who the scream belonged to?
Well, I was mistaken. When the incident occurred, I just happened to be in the courtyard. That's why I did not hear the scream.
Let's try using that clue. Just how deep are you going to dig your pit of lies? It's obvious that you did not see the animal show. There's no way out of this. Tell me what really happened. Confess everything you know about the scream.
I cannot answer. What I cannot answer? I didn't hear the scream from the person who discovered the body.
That's strange. Normally, if you hear a scream during a murder, it's usually from the victim. Why would you think the scream was from the person who discovered the body?
Oh, my mistake.
How? How did you know the scream was from the person who discovered the body?
Well, that's because,
You're the one who found the body. You're the one who got murdered. You're dead right now. You're a ghost. No, you're the one who found the body. Allow me to answer for you. That is because you're the one who discovered the body, and the scream that was heard when the murder occurred didn't come from the victim. It came from you when you discovered the body.
my king! Just who do you think you are? It's just as you say, but what gives you the right to do this?
Checkmate. I beat you at a game you didn't know you were playing once again. Logic chess complete. It's now clear who discovered the body. You have no more reason to withhold your testimony. Correct?
Very well. I'll tell you. But I doubt my testimony is worth hearing.
Whether it's worth hearing is for me to decide. I will expose the truth with my own hands. That is my sole duty. With my own hands as I wrap them around your... No. I think you're a little off there, Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean? We're not trying to expose the truth. We're trying to save Simon. Isn't our goal to help out our clients? I mean, you're not a prosecutor right now. You're a defense attorney's assistant.
Well said there, Kay. She's right on the money, Miles.
The official task of the Edgeworth Law Offices is to defend our clients. The old man who founded the firm truly valued the bonds he had with his clients. So, if you're not willing to do the same, maybe you want to cut out for this job. I don't want to fire you on the spot either, so have a heart, okay? The heart of a defense attorney, huh? In any case, it's important that we hear the testimony of the person who discovered the body. Start talking, Mr. Sawhit. Tell me what happened when you found the body.
I was in the workroom over there practicing my skills. By some chance,
I got curious about the adjacent workroom and went up to the door.
I peeked in through the small window on the door. Then I saw him
Lying there, a man, not moving, dead.
I quailed in fright and found myself letting out a scream.
That sounds true enough. If I may confirm one thing. You were in the room right next to the one where the dead body was found.
Within the prison, we call it workroom B.
And you were in there the whole time on the day of the murder.
Yes, after the 7 a.m. roll call, I remained inside the whole time. In this prison, we have roll call 3 times a day, at 7 a.m., noon, and 9 p.m.
And they check the workrooms during those times, too.
Exactly.
I see. So, during the 7 a.m. roll call, there was nothing amiss. And Knightley's body was not in the workroom yet. Okay, alright.
So it sounds like the murder occurred after 7 a.m., huh?
And that's right when the animal show started.
Correct. The other prisoners went to see the animal show.
Meaning anyone who did not see the show does not have an alibi. Do you understand what I'm saying, Mr. Sawhit?
Yes, that is certainly true. However, I merely discovered the body.
His testimony has a clear contradiction. I should press him about that first. Okay. Let's do some pressing.
I was in the workroom over there practicing my skills.
Hold it!
By practicing, you mean, of course...
Yes, my grooming training, for I am a model prisoner.
I somehow doubt that.
The most dangerous ones of all are sometimes the ones that don't seem that scary.
By some chance, I got curious about the adjacent workroom, so I went up to the door.
You were curious about the adjacent room.
Precisely. I felt a need to look inside.
Why did you feel that way?
Even if you ask me why, I just did it on a whim.
So you weren't concentrating on your training?
No, nothing of the sort, for I am a model prisoner. It's just that the other prisoners had left to see the animal show, which is why I was feeling somewhat lonely.
Yeah, that's like being stuck in a classroom after school's let out.
Yes, that's right. And since I couldn't enter the other workroom, I peeked in through the small window on the door.
Hold it!
The small window, so you couldn't get a clear look.
Indeed. As you can see, there is a grill covering the window. It does not offer a wide view at all.
Normally the guards use it to check inside the rooms, right?
Precisely. You seem to be well versed on this matter.
Well, I happen to know a thing or two about prisons, you know.
What does she mean by that? I'll have to find out the details later.
In any case, I peeked into the room from the window. Then I saw him lying there. A man, not moving. Dead! A dead man! A man who had become dead!
You knew it was a man right away?
It was clear, judging from his physique and clothing. Even the fact that he was dead was as plain as day.
You could tell he was dead through that tiny window.
Well, it's not the first time I've seen a dead body.
What? What? Do you mean the reason you're in here is because...
I'm ashamed to admit it, but it is as you say. However, this is my first time seeing a body that someone else had killed. I quailed in fright and found myself letting out a scream.
Hold it!
Do you remember what the scream sounded like?
Well, all I can say is that I shrieked at the top of my lungs. Well, I guess that's what happens when you get scared. Yes, it is just as you say. In any case, I let out a scream.
He's pretending to be an innocent bystander, but parts of his testimony are odd. Considering his situation and the place he's in, the contradiction should be quite obvious. I'll show him the evidence that proves it.
Okay, this seems like a tricky one that I might mess up on. So, not that. I think it is him peeking through the small window on the door, or saw him lying there, a man not moving, dead. Let's look at what evidence we've got to show at him. Let's see. Open source for animals, sounds alarm in response to a prisoner's bracelet. Prisoners can't move freely. You can't just leave one room and go look at another one, actually. So if you're in one workroom, you can't just leave and go to the other one anytime you want, right? So the door, I think, is the problem here. Sounds alarm in response to a prisoner's bracelet. You can't go through it anytime you feel like. Objection! Yeah, gotta get this detail first.
Mr. Sahd, please stop telling such feeble lies. You don't seem to understand your position.
My position? I used to be a newspaper salesman, but then I took up the pet groomer training.
What about that bracelet on your wrist? It proves that you are unmistakably a prisoner. And as long as you wear that bracelet, you should not be able to move around as you please. As soon as you went through the door, the sensor would have sounded the alarm.
Oh! That is...
Peeking into the adjacent room is impossible when you couldn't even leave the one you were in.
Ah! Hooey! Nice one, Miles. Oh, the real humdinger.
But does that mean Mr. Sawhit didn't see the body?
I'm not sure. Perhaps we should let the man himself explain it to us.
Huh? You see, that is, well, forgive me. It appears my previous explanation was lacking. I should clearly explain how I was able to see the body.
Very well. Let us hear your revised testimony. When I found it, Frank found it.
There is a rather well-known technique among the prisoners here. If the hand with the bracelet stays in the room, you can step out without sounding the alarm. That's how I was able to peek into the adjacent room. The moment I realized that the man inside was dead, I let out a scream.
So that means he kept his arm inside workroom B while he peeked into the adjacent room.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention this to anyone, especially the guards, okay?
What he was trying to hide earlier? I should try asking him for more details about a few other things as well. Rebuttal!
It's a rather well-known technique among the prisoners here.
Tell me more about this technique.
Certainly. Here's how it works.
Okay, not much there.
If the hand with the bracelet stays in the room, you can step out without sounding the alarm.
Hold it!
All you gain by doing that is a small degree of freedom.
Naturally. But it is all that we have left to enjoy.
I'm shocked that you enjoy such a thing. Have you truly reflected on what you've done?
Of course, for I am a model prisoner.
Your definition of model is highly suspicious. Regardless, was that the technique you used?
Yes, that is correct. I made sure no guards were around when I did it. That's how I was able to peek into the adjacent room.
Hold it!
Why would you do something so troublesome and potentially dangerous?
I heard a noise coming from the adjacent room. It seemed odd to me as there should not have been anyone inside.
So you peeked into the adjacent workroom as soon as you heard the noise?
Yes, of course. I peeked in as soon as I could.
I see. Is there a problem with that statement? Yes. So you looked into the adjacent room immediately after you heard the noise. If that was true, then you should have seen more than just a dead body. You should have seen the person who had made the noise.
That is... well...
He looks really shaken. Mr. Sahd, answer me. What did you really see? If you intend to remain silent, I will have no choice but to assume that you are complicit to the murder.
Please forgive me. It's just that I couldn't even believe what I saw myself. It may have been just a dream. I hesitate to even recall it.
Tell me what happened.
Very well. I will be frank with you. I saw a dog. It was a nightmarish scene. A large black dog was biting into the neck of the victim.
What did you say?
It was a truly hellish scene. That dog killed him.
Ooh, I think I'm gonna be sick. That's some grade A trauma right there.
I was chilled to my very core. Let out a shriek.
A man-eating dog inside this zoo of a prison. Wolf is right. Woof! Barks at me a lot.
That was everything I saw. Do you believe me now?
Yes, I do. I don't know who would be able to lie about something like that. Would you add that to your testimony?
Certainly. The moment I realized that the man inside was dead, I let out a scream.
Let's see. Let's press it. Do you remember what this man looked like in detail?
But of course, I am certain. He had blonde hair, and his throat was covered in blood.
You take me for a fool. That should be obvious.
I am merely telling you everything as I saw it, just to be clear. Don't defense attorneys love nitpicking over every little detail?
I detect a tinge of spite there. Perhaps he had an unpleasant experience with a defense attorney in the past.
And to my horror, there was a black dog biting his neck.
A black dog was biting the victim's neck.
Yes, blood came pouring out, and as a result, the dog's mouth became stained with it.
Stop! You don't need to get that detailed.
At the time, was the victim...
Mr. Edgeworth, why'd you ask him that?
Okay, why'd you hit Uncle Ray?
The man did not even flinch.
He must have been dead already.
But the blood continued to gush from his neck. He most likely had passed away already. His hands moved nary an inch.
Way too much detail. Are you doing this on purpose? I'm gonna barf.
Certainly not. I'm just trying to give an accurate testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, shall I add that statement to my testimony?
If you would.
It was terrifying. A truly terrifying sight. He most likely had passed away already. His hands moved nary an inch.
Hold it!
That was very vivid testimony.
That is because I witnessed it up close. Relatively speaking. I could feel the anguish he suffered in his death.
Mr. Edgeworth, I won't be able to sleep tonight, or maybe ever again.
Really, how terrible. Oh, come on! It's all because of you that my mind is filled with scary thoughts. I may even have nightmares myself. Even now, I can still remember everything clearly. The ring with the snowflake insignia glimmered with no purpose but to catch my...
How did you see that?
Hold it!
What? A ring with a snowflake insignia. Impressive memory.
I was formerly a newspaper salesman. I had to quickly identify what a customer wanted based on his appearances and attitude. In order to form a successful sales strategy, it's the most basic of the basics.
But you're dealing with a corpse, not a customer. Are you like that with everyone?
Yes, it has already become an ingrained habit of mine. It was an important point that could determine the success or failure of a sale.
That's how you were able to easily recall such a minor detail.
Precisely. Even the engraved insignia is crystal clear.
Is that really possible? What was the state of the body when we found it? I should review my evidence.
I have an unerring eye, that much I can declare.
Stone Knightley was killed by a dog that was being kept here in the prison. I find that hard to believe.
They say that pets take after their owners, yeah?
It doesn't have to take after them that much. This completely defeats the purpose of the animal therapy.
Perhaps I should ask about the dog a little more. I think the ring is the thing that's gonna leave him stuck. The ring with the snowflake insignia glimmered. Yep, there was a blanket covering his hand at the time. There is zero chance you saw the ring. I don't care how well you enhance, unless that zoom also had an X-ray filter.
Objection!
That ring was completely covered.
A ring with a snowflake insignia? Yes, that is correct. It was clearly engraved on the surface.
I see. Your testimony is very accurate. But it's a little too accurate, if you ask me.
And what's wrong with being accurate?
You say that you saw a ring with a snowflake insignia engraved into it. And it is true that the victim was wearing such a ring.
See? Was I not correct?
That is not the issue I have with your testimony. Take a look at this picture. As you can see, the right hand is covered
by a sheet. It should not have been possible for you to see the engraving on the ring, unless you had approached the body and lifted up the sheet for yourself, and unless you have rubber stretchy arms, you couldn't have done that. You said you only looked into the workroom through the door, and yet you gave such a detailed account of what you saw.
Who do you think you are? Acting all high and mighty! Nah, I'm telling you, I saw what I saw. Oh, the victim must have moved his arm after I saw it. He did! It moved nary an inch! Nary an inch!
I don't think so. You said as much earlier.
The man did not even flinch.
He must have been dead already. The victim was already dead. How would he have been able to move his arm?
This guy is looking pretty suspicious now, yeah?
Frank Sawhit, what are you hiding, you scoundrel?
Oh, no, I am not. That is, you're wrong. I know what I saw. Shut up already! Stop making a fuss about every little thing I say! You're just a defense attorney's assistant!
He has finally shown his true self.
Whoa, I guess the cat's out of the bag. The black hairy one at that. Just went flying. I'm just your friendly neighborhood witness!
Are you really just a witness? I would say that you are rather suspicious.
What was that?
You saw something that could not have been seen from the outside of the room. How is that possible? The logic behind it is simple. Mr. Sahd, this is where you saw the body from.
It was inside workroom A. You were not in workroom B at all.
When you discovered the body, you went inside the room where it lay. Since you saw the engraving on the ring, that is the only possibility.
If you say that, you ain't got no evidence, do you? Where's the evidence that shows that I was in that room? I was gluing pets at that time, in the room, adjacent to where the body was found. Yeah, I even went so far as to borrow some rubber gloves. Show me the evidence that proves I was in the room where the body was found.
We have the match. You've got one rubber glove sitting right here and your thing? Yeah, you should have two. Where's the other one? Found with the body.
Mr. Sahd, what were you doing when the body was discovered?
Didn't I tell you already? I was practicing being a pet grower.
I see. In that case, do you happen to recognize this glove?
No!
This was found near the body. It is believed to have been dropped by the culprit. By the way, I noticed that you also have a rubber glove hanging out of your apron pocket.
No, this is something else? Glove-shaped?
Looks like you're missing one of your gloves.
You can find gloves like these anywhere in the prison. Your evidence proves nothing.
Perhaps we should hand this glove over to the police for fingerprinting. I'm certain they will find some interesting results.
Wow, looking kind of negative.
It's over.
Objection.
What the? Pretty cool, right? My objection voice. Objection. Mr. Shields, could you save the jokes for later? I like that voice. I like that. I'm not joking, because it's not over yet. There's still something else. Something that's clearly odd. That guy's a prisoner, you know. He's got the bracelet and all.
That's right. How did he get into the other workroom? The sensor would have set off the alarm, right?
He's right. That's the only thing we don't know yet. Not so fast, Mr. Prisoner. Could you fill us in? That's pretty weird. The bracelet should have been his last line of defense.
Defense?
That's right, Kay. It was useful evidence for Mr. Prisoner here. He could have claimed that due to the bracelet, he wasn't able to enter the room. But he didn't say a word about it. Is there any reason why you didn't?
the silent treatment, eh? Eh, well, the judge yesterday did say that silence is golden.
Wow! You really are a hotshot defense attorney, Mr. Shields.
Defense attorneys always remain calm in a pinch and smile in the face of danger. That's what your old man taught me. The defense attorney's creed, yeah? So what's the deal? Why didn't you mention anything about the bracelet?
The truth is, it is broken.
Broken.
Some time ago, I took a spill and the bracelet hit the floor with a loud bang. Ever since then, it has not been able to activate the sensor. Forgive me, it was so convenient I didn't want to report it.
I see. So the bracelet was broken. Well, did it really break so easily? If that is true, then there was a problem with the prison's security. You over there, may I have a moment?
Here, kitty, kitty. You're such a cute little guy. Yes, you are. Meow.
Excuse me.
Yes! What can I do for meow? What can I...
This prisoner's bracelet appears to be broken.
What? Really? Oh, that's not good at all. I'll contact the person in charge and have it replaced immediately.
Thank you. I'll be holding on to the broken bracelet for the time being. Broken.
I bet it's not broken, and maybe we try to walk through a door and it goes bee-oo, wee-oo. Yes, sir, please take care of it.
Now the bracelet's been taken care of, shall we move on to arresting you for murder?
What? Perish the thought. I didn't kill anyone. Well, I killed one person, but not this person.
But your bracelet was broken, right? Doesn't that mean you could have gone anywhere you wanted during the animal show?
But all I did was find the body, honest. And it is true that I saw the dog biting his neck. However, I entered the workroom after the dog had left.
Why did you do that?
Well, it was just... I was curious if he had anything of value on him.
So he was planning to loot the corpse. That's why he remembers Knightley's ring so well.
Why are you looking at me, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't steal things. I talk about it a lot, and I take the truth, but you know, I'm mostly what? Sure, what? I'm a great thief. Please don't put me on the same level as him.
But I didn't take a thing. The animal show had ended, and the other prisoners were making their way back down here. I hurried back to my workroom and let out a scream to deceive the others.
And that's when you dropped your rubber glove. I guess his story holds up. What do you think, Miles? Whether he's the murderer or not, one big question remains. How did Knightley get all the way from his holding cell to the prison? You read about that? He's a real stumper. And there's something Mr. Sahd said in his testimony that I'm very concerned about. Yeah, that dog had any part in the murder. Mr. Sahd.
Yes, what is it?
Were there any other prisoners who didn't see the animal show?
Yes, there's only one other that I know of.
And this prisoner wouldn't have been able to see the show even if he wanted to, correct?
Yes, that's correct. Why do you ask?
Just as I thought. I had my suspicions as soon as I saw that black dog. That fiendish criminal. I never expected him to be held here, in this prison. Where's his cell?
Do you intend to meet him? Him? Who's him? He's a very special man. He receives very special treatment and... forgive me, I need to watch what I say about him. However, if you value your lives, I would advise you to stay away from him. Hey, cut it out already! You're giving me the creeps!
A puppet master in the shadows, huh? Yeah, I still value my life.
He's being held in the special cell. Over there. That direction.
The cell with the big light on it? Special cell. The special cell. It certainly seems like he receives special treatment. It's a larger cell. It's almost as big as the workrooms. Okay. Well, so just who is this him anyway? To protect my own life, all I can tell you is that he is the oldest prisoner here. My deepest apologies. I can't say anymore. He is truly, truly terrifying. Get it, fill me in? Feels like you're leaving Uncle Ray behind here. Yes, someone I knew in the past. Let's head for the special cell. I believe that black dog should be there as well.